Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Update Show. We'll be taking you through the technical happenings, highlights, and updates for each protocol for this week. From Logos blockchain to Logos messaging, storage, Logos core, Logos execution zones. Go now to logos.co, is what you are looking at presently. If you are less familiar, Weekly Update Show comes at you every week. As the name would indicate, we have an abundance of weekly programming already in motion for you that you can catch throughout, well, the week. On Mondays, we have Logos Dev Club. Tuesdays, Logos Circles, X Spaces. Wednesdays, the Weekly Update Show. Thursdays are the Logos Community X Spaces. We also have research calls, ZK research calls, and many, many contributors and community members to feature. That is what I'm excited to bring you each week. Today, I am solo once again. You may notice, or maybe not, as I'm floating in the ether in front of the world. But I am in a new studio. There are new cameras. There are new microphones. Things are improving. Your experience and mine will be improving. Thank you for being here. I'll cover the technical updates. I'll touch on what is happening in the wider ecosystem and how you can keep up to date with everything that's going on. Logos.co is your homepage for everything I'm about to get into. Parallel Society is quickly approaching. Lisbon, Portugal, March 6th and 7th. Day one is an unconference. It will feature technical and community-oriented zones. It will be led by the coalition partners that have partnered with Logos. And if you would like to attend, and I do recommend that you attend, ps.logos.co, as you see scrolling so conveniently at the bottom of your screen, wherever you might be watching. Register and purchase your tickets now. If you would like to be involved from an organizing perspective, standpoint, you have time to reach out now to still be able to make an impact. Day one is an unconference. Day two is a music festival with too many incredible artists to name now, but to name a few: Apparat, Giles Peterson, Moses Boyd, and many, many more. That is the day two, March 7th portion of the program. If you are anywhere in the area, I highly recommend. You go to ps.logos.co now so you can register. Excuse me. Now, wherever you might be watching, folks, thank you, first of all. If you could like, share, subscribe, turn notifications on, wherever that might be. Also, the chat, wherever you might be watching, does work, as Alexander has said, and I say back to him, what's up? Questions, comments, concerns, call-outs, queries of any nature, please use the chat. Farewell to Westphalia is a book written by Jared Hope and Peter Ludlow. I have my copy here, and my copies that I am distributing at the Los Angeles Logos Circle. For those that might be interested, you should go to logos.co/book. There are free and open source editions of Farewell to Westphalia, as well as physical copies that you can procure. Farewell to Westphalia does an excellent job of describing the landscape that the world is in now and is approaching, and how Logos technology can lend itself to better human coordination and freedom without selling out the human cause. Farewell to Westphalia, logos.co/book. All righty, now let's swiftly go now. Just want to show you quickly before we get into it, roadmap.logos.co is where all of these updates are sourced from. And I'll put it in the there it is. Roadmap.logos.co is the source of information for all of these updates each week, each protocol within the Logos stack, from Logos Core to Logos messaging, blockchain, execution zones, storage. Did I say messaging already? Submit their updates to this location. You can find all of the milestones and all the technical work that is underway or is planned or that has already taken place at this location. It has the full descriptions of the work and points you to where the code lives in the various respective GitHub repositories. Because there are so many, and because Logos has undergone a consolidation of sorts in terms of independent projects all coming under the Logos banner, there are, as a result, a number of GitHub organizations and repositories. The best place to navigate all of them at this time, especially if you're delving in fresh into Logos, would be roadmap.logos.co. Each component has its own section with their objectives and progress reports there. There is a comfy, conglomerated weekly report summary that I source the updates from here for a super high level view. Moving forward, we will be joined by Logos Core contributors, the ecosystem developers, the various leads of the protocols, and the core contributors and community members that are also contributing to those protocols. Today I am solo, so it'll be a quick one. I'll take you through the highlights and the landscape, and I'll set you up for what's coming in the following weeks as we approach Parallel Society. So this week, 3 teams reporting in so far. 40 plus pull requests across just 3 teams. We can celebrate 1 deliverable being closed, 4 new repositories created. I think that indicates what I mentioned earlier, in that the consolidation of various orgs and repos coming under the Logos banner is happening. There are various ways to stay up to date with Logos. The best place, again, logos.co. Sign up for the various lists that are there, whether you are a aspiring technical contributor, community contributor, node operator, etc. Key highlights this week, coming from Messaging First. The first Send API iteration has been completed for Logos Messaging NIM. Of course, a lot of the Logos stack is written in NIM, which includes the Send API for Logos Messaging. We will be featuring NIM focus during the Logos Dev Club moving forward. There are a lot of core contributors to NIM, the language, that are also core contributors to Logos. There's a ton of overlap there. I think it's particularly interesting if you are a systems engineer or aspire to be, or just appreciate that. Second highlight from Messaging, the UI for the Chat SDK module has been implemented. The Chat SDK, the core module for Logos, very necessary. It's the successor to a lot of the Wafi chat that you might be familiar with, that is already implemented across different projects. It is evolving. On the AnonComms side, the DOS and Sybil protection deliverable has been closed. I believe that's 2 weeks in a row now that the newest team, the AnonComms team, has closed the deliverable. Very impressive. DOS Sybil protection deliverable has been closed. RLN, of course, rate limiting nullifiers. DOS protection LIP publication for libp2p mix, which is the mixnet featured in the Logos core stack. Hence the name AnonComms. The new Logos module has been created, the library and command line tool to abstract and interact with Logos modules has been shipped from the Logos core application side. Logos Walker UI and Logos Chat UI for the Logos messaging node and management terminal for the Chat UI has been shipped for Logos core. That corresponds with the UI for the Chat SDK module that sits there just above it. Things are happening in parallel. This is exciting, of course, because of chat functionality within their Logos-based applications, they will have a ready-to-go package out of the box, ready to plug in. They will not have to spin anything up themselves. Last but not least, on the AnonComms side, RLN, that is rate limiting nullifiers, membership allocation service progress with the Logos execution environment program featuring Merkle tree and public registration has been shipped. As we traverse, you can look at some of the specifics. First, on the messaging side, the aforementioned Create Chat SDK MVP milestone is progressing. There is now a developer preview that is being worked on. Double ratchet encryption has been integrated. I've been spying on the Chat SDK repo and noticed that really stood out to me. Double ratchet, of course, featured in other chat protocols, also featured now in the Logos Chat SDK. The Chat SDK bindings, very important, of course, to port the Chat SDK functionality to the language of your choosing via C bindings is progressing. Moving to Logos core. Oh no, oh no, oh no, broken links abound. Well, we have the two focuses here. New module for the command line tool to abstract and interact with Logos modules in general. The library to help you work with the libraries has been shipped, and the Chat SDK UI library has been shipped. For all of the updates across the entire Logos ecosystem, again, it is roadmap.logos.co. To pick a project at random, pick the blockchain team. You can see all of the updates for each team for each week that points you to where the code lives for each project in GitHub or wherever the code lives. So that is where you can go to stay on top of all of the progress. In future weekly update shows, we will have core contributors, members of the ecosystem team, project leads, Logos, community members. Shout out, if I may, to Hav, aka Nipsey Dev, who just this morning posted the abundance of things he has been working on that features Logos technology. And if I may, I'd like to highlight for a moment, as this is an example of an excellent community member. Hav, also a hackathon participant, has shipped hackathon winning code that features Logos tech at Nipsis Dev on Twitter. Stuff I've done recently with links below. Logos storage nim bin now auto builds both nightly and stable static pre-built binaries for storage. Published storage bindings crate, enabling easy use of storage 0.3 in Rust. Enabled connection to other nodes in Storeman. And each of the repositories are linked respectively. Go forth and find Hav's code if you are so interested. Well, this is an example, ladies and gentlemen, of a good community member. Hav picks tasks and ships them. What more? What more could you want? Thank you, Hav. Parallel Society, Lisbon, March 6th and 7th. Get your tickets now, ps.logos.co. Full range of technical work that is underway by the Logos Collective, including the Logos Core app, Logos messaging, blockchain, storage, Anon comms. Subscribe, like, share, most importantly, turn notifications on wherever you are. Join the Logos community on Status. Join the Logos forum. Get caught up on the years of discussions there. And participate. Find a circle near you, circles.logos.co, logos.co/events. There are over 20 active circles. Internationally, the circles movement is growing. If you are in or near Los Angeles, I'm happy to steward you towards the Los Angeles circle. Find the circle nearest you. See you tomorrow at the Community X space. Friday's the IFT Town Hall. Next week, Dev Club. Weekly update show. Much more. I'm Chair. I'm here to prop you up. Thank you for being here. See you very soon. Todo es mentira desde el mundo. Todo es mentira. La verdad.